Oh, he's a scrub, dude. Wow, it's just right there? What the f?
He's a bomb point, dude. He's always in the back.
Because he has no gun game.
Hey, it's Zero at Reviews on HD, and I had to make this video tonight. I had to. I've been playing Socom for so long, and I've never been shy when it comes to speaking my mind on pretty much any topic. But when it comes to the Socom community as a whole, I usually just don't have a lot of nice things to say about them, even though I love the Socom series. I've been playing since Socom 1. I mean, it's quite frankly the most hateful group of people that I've ever had the displeasure to be around in my 10 years of online gaming, and I've played online on a lot of different games, but there's just no other community that even comes close to these to these guys. These two knuckleheads that you heard at the start of this video are a perfect example of what I wanted to show to you guys in this video. It's going to illustrate my point, and what you're watching right here was my first round in this room. My intention was to run down the hallway to the other side, but I had to stop and back up because of the grenades and because the guy in front of me got into a gunfight, and I couldn't just run up there because of the crossfire. There was no clear angle to really get a shot in to help him. Chances are I would have hit him while he was moving left to right. So everyone on the team was dead, and I immediately just started getting votes, and I knew it was coming too because all their anger was now focused on me for being so close to the spawn when they all died. So the next round I followed the guy that was being so vocal and wanted to vote me out, and not only do I save him in a gunfight, but I obliterate the guy that killed him. And when I died, they were still complaining about me. So finally I put on my mic and I basically started, complaining back, and then I get team killed and voted out of the room. So right here is another example. I join a room, and before I can speak or even play a single round, I get voted out. And this happens a lot. I mean, a lot. And it's got nothing to do with how good or bad I am at the game. These people don't know who I am. There's only a few 8v8 demos to play in. They're almost always full, and everyone that's left playing on here has friends that are constantly cycling in and out of the rooms. So someone like me that's not running with a clan or a group of people is kept on a very, very short leash. It's to the point that I don't carry grenades because I'm afraid I might accidentally hit somebody on my team and just get immediately voted out of the room, and I'm forced to rush every single round because of that situation that I showed you here at the start. If I'm the last one left, it's just going to piss everybody off, which is kind of a catch-22 because I'm horrible at rushing. My gun game just isn't where it needs to be to compete and kill the more elites that have been playing over the last few years, whereas I've only been back a few days. So I'm kind of lucky if I even break even in most of these games because that's just not my style of play. 4 years ago, all I did was snipe, with the exception of playing on seals on a couple of the smaller maps. My skill set ever since I've been playing Socom is more of a thinking man's game in determining where I need to be to put myself in a position to win the rounds. I actually pay attention to where everybody's at, where everybody's going down, and then I try to flank or get behind the people that are going to be rushing. And when I have to run headfirst in a gunfire at the start of every round, it just doesn't end that well for me most of the time. So it's kind of a challenge just to try to stay in a room, and I can usually tell right away if I'm going to get voted out or not before I even play a round based off the caliber of players in the room and what's being said on the mic. If they're all complaining and yelling and acting like a bunch of little kids, then I know right away that I'm not going to last in that room very long unless I do something just completely outrageous. And while I do have my moments, I'm just not that consistent, and I drop my fair share of goose eggs on here about half of the rounds that I play because I haven't played in 4 years. So I can only imagine what it would be like for someone brand new to this game trying to learn the maps. You just would not be able to play in the ranked demo rooms, I would think, because of the constant scrutiny that you'd be under right out of the gate. Now, I understand why people are so harsh when it comes to running clans and doing wars. I've been the jerk that everybody in the clan hated when it comes to that type of stuff, but I'm more talking about just random public rooms that anybody can join. There's just been too much power to annoy other people in this Socom series. You have a lobby that a good majority of the people have to green up before you can start the match, so if you irritate enough people on the other side or even on your own team, they can just not green up so you can't play. Then you have the people that hold down the mic and play loud static filled music, which just sounds like a garbled mess. That happened several times today. You have the internet gangsters that put everybody else down because they're just so elite. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone talking trash to me in a lobby that I just joined just because they didn't have anything better to do at the time. Then you have the clan drama. There's always plenty of that. It's rare for a clan to last more than a month or two before some sort of power struggle breaks out, which usually ends in a complete disbandment of the clan. Then you have the cheaters that glitch into the map, and now you have the power to freeze a room if you're doing bad and you feel like punishing everybody else is playing, which completely locks up the PlayStation 3. Purposely team killing and voting's always been a part of the Socom series, but it's never been this bad. Then if you managed to wade through all of that, back in the day you had to deal with the lag switches and the people that were using Skype. And if you played any game battle wars back in the day against the good clans, it was rare for it to be a clean match. There were a few good clans that were just so nasty with their gun game that they could handle anybody and everybody without any type of added advantage, but for every one of those types of clans there were 10 more that would find a way to cheat. And I remember when Game Battles was running back on Socom 2, and even at the start of Confrontation, you pretty much had to have a camera sitting next to you to take photos of the final scoreboard screen when you actually won a match, because people would not report the loss. But fast forward to today, you would think that because there's just so few people playing Socom now, that more people would be nice to one another to keep the community going. But a vast amount of people on here still playing do not want new players in the room. They just do not want new players on this game. If you want to hear some funny insults, hop on here, because it's basically no holds bars. You'll hear all sorts of your mama racist type stuff on here, just real personal stuff. So that had me thinking tonight, is Socom the worst online community ever? And if it's not, who is? And I did a quick search on Yahoo. I typed in just that, is Socom the worst online community ever? Down towards the bottom of the first page there was a post on GameFAQs. I'll put the link in the description. The title of the message board topic was just simply worst community ever with a question mark. The first post said DC Universe Online, which I don't really agree with that. Second one said Socom Confrontation. Third one said Call of Duty. Next was the Fallout community, which I thought that one was kind of strange. Someone said GTA. That's another kind of odd one. One vote was for the WWE games, which I could actually maybe see that competing with Socom, maybe. And finally, someone named Servbots proclaimed Socom should be the only answer. They put Call of Duty to shame. My question to you guys is, what do you think? For those that have played Socom for an extended period of time, would you agree that it's the worst online community ever, or have you come across something worse? I'd just kind of like to hear what you guys think about that. This is Zero at Reviews on HD, and as always, thanks for stopping by.